beware of officers, I kept on telling her. They're fickle, they're unprincipled. They never have a sixpence.
You're right there, my dear. Mr. Wickham owes money to every tradesman in Meryton, not to mention gambling debts, the tune of £500 or £600 at the very least.
Lizzie! Lizzie! Oh, Lizzie! Oh, you don't know how I've suffered, Lizzie. Such spasms, such palpitations, such flutterings.
Yes, Ma, I know. But no broth where the bird feathers.
Oh, I forgot those.
Yeah. When did it happen, Aunt Phillips?
Only yesterday. It seems they're hiding somewhere in London. Your father's gone to look for them.
Yes, and you know what'll happen when he finds them. He'll challenge Mr. Wickham to a duel and he'll be killed. And then what will become of us? Those Collinses will turn us out before he's cold in his grave. Oh, the vultures. They're here already.
Oh, shh, Mama.
Poor Mrs. Bennet. I just heard the news. It's too dreadful.
Oh.
Ah, Mrs. Bennet, Mrs. Bennet. Yours is a misfortune which no lapse of time can alleviate. No lapse of time, Mrs. Phillips. The death of your daughter would have been a blessing compared to this.
Mr. Collins.
What is it, my dear?
Poor Mrs. Bennet. You're distressing her.
Distressing her? I'm bringing her consolation.
Oh.
May I add, madam, that this false step of one of your daughters must prove very injurious to the fortunes of all the others.
Oh, he's right. They'll never get married now. What's to become of them?
I shudder to think what Lady Catherine will say to all this.
L'aspettavamo domani. Mi dica, buone notizie?
Pessime. Dov'è la mamma?
È in camera sua. Non esce da ieri.
Sta male?
No, ma non può darsi pace.
Pregalo di scendere. Anche le sorelle.
Sì, subito, papà.
Questa poi.
Oh, Bennet, non hai nessuna pietà. Non posso muovere un passo e tu mi costringi a scendere.
Senti, cara, le cose sono già abbastanza gravi perché tu debba drammatizzarle di più. Siedi per piacere.
Come vuoi. Ma dimmi, li hai trovati?
No.
Oh.
Ho girato tutta Brighton, tutta Londra. Nessuno li ha visti. Hanno preso una vettura fino a Bennet, ma di lì le tracce si perdono.
Oddio, ne morirò! Sento che ne morirò!
La prego, ma non faccia così!
Avresti dovuto pensarci prima, invece di buttare tua figlia nelle braccia di chiunque portasse una divisa.
Oh, andiamo, Bennet, come puoi dirmi simile crudeltà? Io non mi sento, sto troppo male per continuare a discutere.
E invece mi ascolterai una volta per tutte. Sai che l'uomo che hai accolto con tanta leggerezza in casa tua? Un vizioso, un imbroglione, un giocatore che ha lasciato debiti dappertutto, a Brighton, a Londra, anche qui a Longbourn.
Non è vero. Malignità della gente.
Sì, mamma, è vero. Io lo sapevo e non mi perdonerò mai di non avervelo detto.
Lo sapevo anch'io, ma come potevamo immaginare che Lidia si fosse innamorata di lui?
Ma che volete sapere? Chiacchiere di paese. La vita di un ufficiale è sempre diversa dalle altre. Sono metà artisti, metà eroi.
Neanche se tu avessi parlato sarebbe stato lo stesso. Tua madre non si piega neanche dinanzi all'evidenza dei fatti. Ah, ma se tu speri che la sposi, togliti pure ogni illusione, sai.
E perché non dovrebbe farlo?
Ma perché non è che un volgare cacciatore di dote alla quale tua figlia avrà lasciato credere chissà che cosa. Pare che il signorino non sia nuovo a questo genere di imprese. Quando saprà che la dote non c'è e neanche la casa, prenderà il largo più che in fretta e sarai soddisfatta, finalmente.
Bennet, come puoi dirmi simili cose? Io darei la vita per quella mia bambina e tu dai a me la colpa di tutto.
La verità è che se tu mi avessi dato ascolto, se l'avessi lasciata partire per Brighton, tutto questo non sarebbe successo.
Lasciatelo dire, Bennet, hai sbagliato tu?
Sì, ho sbagliato io, ho sempre sbagliato, lasciandoti fare tutte le sciocchezze che hai fatto, non mettendo mai un freno ai tuoi intrighi, non dicendoti mai dove ci avrebbe condotto la tua incoscienza.
Papà, la prego.
No, lasciami parlare. Elisabeth, che quello che succede in questa casa sorpassa ogni limite, rasenta la follia, per non dire altro. Anche ora che sua figlia si perde con un mascalzone, lei non riesce a vedere altro che un grande amore incompreso.
Basta, Bennet, basta! Io non faccio altro che il mio dovere di madre!
Ah,
no?
sì, Perché tu credi che sia dovere di madre incoraggiare le proprie figlie alla civetteria, all'impudenza, all'esibizionismo più sfacciato?
Se tu mi avessi aiutata, invece di disinteressarti di tutto sempre.
Non avrei mai immaginato che si potesse arrivare a tanto. Ho sempre pensato che facessi di Lydia e Mary due scioccherelle, ma non che perdessero ogni senso dell'onore.
Ma io ancora non sono fuggita.
Tu sta zitta, per favore, che con te siamo ancora a tempo a cambiare sistema, sai?
Non vorrei farne delle infelici adesso.
Più infelici di così, senti. Ma ti vuoi convincere che siamo sulla bocca di tutti, che dovremmo sprangare porte e finestre per non farci sommergere dalla maldicenza? Te lo vuoi convincere?
Ma perché? Cosa possono dire di noi? Dopotutto qualunque donna può perdere la testa per amore.
Si capisce. E con queste tue teorie, che la nostra è diventata una famiglia senza decoro, senza dignità, una famiglia alla quale si fanno le condoglianze.
Oh, kalm toch, mama. Maak jezelf toch niet zo overstuur. Alles kan zich nog te goede keren.
Arme Lydia. Schurk van een Wickham. Alles de schuld van je vader.
De schuld van papa? Hoe heeft u dat zo uitgerekend, mama?
Als hij mij toegestaan had mee naar Londen te gaan, was dit niet gebeurd. Maar nee, hij moest zijn wil weer doorzetten. Wat kan een arme, zwakke vrouw daar tegen beginnen?
Nou, kalm, mama. Denk aan uw zenuwen.
Ja, mijn zenuwen. Daar moet ik aan denken. Die moeten gespaard worden. Die moeten ontzien worden. Die zijn totaal vermalen door de wil van je niets ontziende vader. En als u nou nog maar schreef. Is er al een brief uit Londen, Lizzie?
Nee, mama.
Oh, nog niet. Geen brief, geen syllabe.
Nou, mama, misschien wacht hij het ogenblik af totdat hij u wat beter bericht kan zenden.
Hij zal Wickham tot een duel aandagen. Ik voel het. Dat doet hij. En ik weet toch dat hij alleen maar een jachtgeweer kan afschieten. Van pistool heeft hij hier totaal geen verstand. Wickham zal hem als schietschijf gebruiken. De weduwe Bennet. Langs de straat met al haar ongetrouwde dochters. Oh, kinderen, we zullen moeten gaan bedelen. Haal de houten nappen maar vast tevoorschijn. Elisabeth. Ze doen daar zeker niets anders dan praten over de erfenis en over de dood van je vader.
Wie, wat, over wie en wat heeft u het eigenlijk,
Over
mama?
de dominee en zijn vrouw. Die vroeger de tamme Charlotte Lucas was. Daar heb ik het over. En die nu in ons huis zullen trekken, alle twee.
Mijn zeer brave neef Dominic Collins en mijn bijzonder goede vriendin Charlotte Collins hebben met mij over dat onderwerp nooit één woord gewisseld, mama.
Hebben ze erover gedacht? Dag en nacht, die erfenisjagers.
Het zijn mijn beste vrienden, mama.
Eigenwijs en koppig. Precies, de vader. Heeft niet de minste consideratie. Je had getrouwd kunnen zijn, nu op dit ogenblik, met die dominee. En het hele vaderloze gezin het bijeen kunnen trekken. In ons eigen huis, op Longbourn. Waar ga je naartoe?
Een wandeling maken, mama. Ik heb behoefte aan frisse lucht. Ga je mee, Jane?
Dan hoor je het haar, kind. Een wandeling maken. Pleziertjes, der eigen pleziertjes, zonder aan jouw arme vader te denken, wiens lijk nog boven aarde staat, met een gapende mond en de koude borst, gestorven voor de eer van zijn familie in een duel. De arme martelaar, zo stil en stijf, oh, was hij nou toch maar hier, en kon een papatrijzen voor me schieten, want ik heb nog niks te eten vanmiddag. Ach, lieve kind, mijn zenuwen.
Hier, ruikt u nog maar eens, mama.
Jij bent goed, jij bent een lief kind. Jij blijft tenminste bij je moeder en alle ellende.
Maar dat schijnt nu eenmaal mijn noodlot te zijn.
Hoewel ik nog zo jong ben, heb ik nu al geleerd me daartegen niet te verzetten. Anderen gaan logeren in Londen of in Brighton, zeggen nee tegen minnaars of laten zich schaken. En ik blijf dan hier zitten met uw reukflesje.
Nee, kind. Jij krijgt de duurste en mooiste uitzet van allemaal. Als je nog ooit is trouwt.
Bemoeit u zich alstublieft niet met mijn huwelijk, mama. U ziet toch zelf wat er van de bemoeienis terechtkomt bij Jane en Elisabeth en Lydia?
Wees getroost, mijn kind. Ik zoek een man voor jou, ik beloof het je.
Dear Lady Lucas, it was so good of you to call, and at such an unhappy time as this. I only wish to convey my condolences. Your poor mother must be prostrate with grief. She is, madam, and it is for that reason she is too ill to see anyone outside the immediate family circle. I'm sure you will understand.
I understand perfectly. What disgrace. What humiliation. Convey my condolences to your mother, dear child, and assure her that no one shall hear of this deplorable scandal from my lips.
That Lady Lucas is a spiteful, ill-natured woman. She's only come, I'm sure, to triumph over me in my misery.
The visit could have been kindly meant, dear sister.
I'm certain Jane will protect you from her.
And now here's Mr. Bennet gone away. And I know he will fight Mr. Wickham whenever he meets him. Then he will be killed. And what will become of us all? The Collinses will turn us all out before he's cold in his grave. And if you are not kind to his brother, I do not know what we shall do.
Come, sister, you take too sombre a view of the whole affair. I shall go to London first thing tomorrow and help Mr. Bennet in any way I am able.
Oh, my dear brother. And now do, when you get to town, find them out. And if they are not already married, make them marry. And above all things, keep Mr. Bennet from fighting. Tell him what a dreadful state I'm in. Such tremblings, such flutterings all over me. Spasms in my side.
Oh, dear sister, do try to rest a little now.
And tell my little Lydia not to give any directions about her wedding clothes till she's seen me. For she does not know which are the best warehouses.
Your father's fault. If I'd been able to carry my point of going to Brighton with all my family, this would not have happened. Poor dear Lydia had no one to take care of her. Why did the Forsters ever let her go out of their sight? I'm sure there was some great neglect or other on their side, for she's not the sort of girl to do such a thing if she'd been well looked after. I always felt they were most unfit to have the charge of her. I was overruled. I always am. Oh, dear child. And now here's Mr. Bennet gone away, and I know he will fight Wickham wherever he meets him, and he will be killed, and what will become of us all? Collinses will turn us out before he's cold in his grave. And if you're not kind to us, brother, I do not know what we shall do.
I will be in London tomorrow. I will make sure Mr. Bennet does not die. I will even make him come home. Do not any of you give way to useless alarm. Though it is right to be prepared for the worst, there's no occasion to look upon it as certain.
And when you find them, if they are not married, make them marry. And as for wedding clothes, do not let them wait for that, but tell Lydia she may have as much money as she chooses to buy them after they're married. Oh, no. But above all, stop Mr. Bennet from fighting. Tell him what a dreadful state I'm in. Frightened out my wits I am. Tremblings and flutterings all over me. Spasms in my side. And tell Lydia not to make any directions about her clothes until she's seen me, because she does not know which are the best shops. And such pains in my head, beatings in my heart. I get no rest by day or by night.
Unhappy as the event must be for Lydia, we may draw from it this useful lesson, that loss of virtue in a female is irretrievable, that one false step involves her in endless ruin, that a reputation is no less brittle, and it is beautiful.
I don't feel very well. What I knew in confidence. Now Father is so angry with me. You liked him, Lizzie. You admired Mr. Wickham. When he was to marry odious Miss King with the freckles, you cried. I saw no harm in him. Lydia left a note with Mrs. Forster. She said she was going to Gretna Green with an angel. And when she came back, she would sign her name Lydia Wickham. And what a good joke it would be. And she could hardly write for laughing.
All may yet be resolved in a perfectly happy manner. We must all be discreet and very private until it is resolved.
What? And Mr. Wickham is in debt to every tradesman in Meryton? Oh, take comfort, sister. Everyone knows him to be the wickedest young man in the world. They believe Lydia to be foolish, but they honour Mr. Wickham with the title seducer. Oh. I never liked him. I told Lizzie so when she was so fond of him.
Oh, Lizzie! Oh, brother! We are all ruined forever. If only Mr. Bennet had taken us all to Brighton, none of this would have happened. I blame those Forsters. I am sure there was some great neglect on their part, for she is not the kind of girl to do that sort of thing. If she had been properly looked after.
Mamma.
And now here is Mr. Bennet gone away. And I know he will fight Wickham, and then he will be killed, and then what is to become of us all? Those Collinses will turn us out before he is cold in his grave. And if you are not kind to us, brother, I don't know what we shall do.
Sister, calm down. Nothing dreadful will happen. I shall be in London tomorrow morning, and there we will consult as to what is best to be done.
Yes, yes, that is it. You must find them out, and if they be not married, you must make them marry. But above all, keep Mr. Bennet from fighting.
Mamma, I'm sure he does not mean to fight.
Oh, yes, yes, he does. And Wickham will kill him for sure unless you can prevent it, brother. You must tell him what a dreadful state I'm in. How I have such tremblings and flutterings all over me. Such spasms in my side and pains in my head and beatings at my heart that I can get no rest either night or day.
Sister, calm yourself.
And tell Lydia not to give any directions about wedding clothes till she has seen me, for she does not know which are the best warehouses.
This is the most unfortunate affair, and will probably be much talked of. Yes, thank you, Mary. I think we have all apprehended that much. But we must stem the tide of malice and pour into each other's wounded bosoms the balm of sisterly consolation. Mary, pass the potatoes to your Aunt Gardner. I beg your pardon? Oh, never mind, I will. Thank you, Kitty. And that's the first kind word I've had from anyone since Lydia went away. It is most unfair, for it is not as if I have done anything naughty. And I don't see that Lydia has done anything so very dreadful either. Kitty, please. Unhappy as the event must be for Lydia, we must draw from it this useful lesson. That loss of virtue in a female is irretrievable.
My dear Mary, this is hardly helpful.
For a woman's reputation is no less brittle than it is beautiful. And therefore, we cannot be too guarded in our behaviour towards the undeserving of the other sex.
Yes. Thank you, Mary.
And not a day goes by but I hear some new bad tale of Mr. Wickham.
Oh, Mr. Wickham, that everybody praised to the skies. Mr. Wickham that half the town was mad in love with, all the time a villain. A very demon from hell sent to ruin us.
I have heard he's run up debts with every reputable tradesman in the town.
Oh, sister.
I have heard tales of gaming debts.
Oh, sister.
Of drunken routs in which more things were broken beyond repair than heads and furniture, sister.
Oh, sister, stop.
Debauches, intrigues, seductions. They say there's hardly a tradesman in the town whose daughters were not meddled with.
Oh, and now he's meddling with our dearest girl. A foul fiend. Well, he shall be discovered and made to marry her.
I have to say, sister, that I always distrusted his appearance of goodness.
Aye, sister, so did I, and warned the girls.
Too smooth and plausible by half.
But would anybody listen to me? And now we are all ruined. Oh, my poor girl. My poor Lydia.
Why did the Forsters let her out of their sight? I always said they were unfit to take charge of her.
Now she's ruined.
You're all ruined. Who will take you now with a fallen sister? Poor Mr. Bennet will now have to fight the perfidious Wickham and then be killed.
He hasn't found him yet, Mamma.
And then Mr. Collins will turn us out before he's cold in his grave.
Do not be so alarmed, Mamma. Our uncle has gone to London and is helping in the search.
Lydia must know what this must be doing to my nerves. Such flutterings and spasms all over me. My baby, Lydia. My baby. How could she do such a thing to